Hello everyone. Welcome to Old Style Classics, baseball cards and other hobbies and other cards and stuff. Happy 4th of July, my favorite holiday of the year. Thank you for joining me on Old Style Classics baseball cards. Just did that video, a non-VR response for Rick Vintage Oddball cards. Just had some stuff I wanted to show him that was Giants related that thought he would like to see, or maybe see if he has. And then I'm ready to do a 4th of July, some episodes here on the 4th of July. So I have a few things that I found that need to be updated, some of my recent videos. So, and then we're gonna do some good old America stuff on Old Style Classics baseball cards in these next few videos. Alright folks, so first things first, quick update. So I did the baseball card magazines, all the different cards that you can get in magazines episode the other day, and I found another one when I was digging through my stuff. Okay, that's stuck together. That's annoying. Alright, so let's show you these ones again. So like the Babe Ruth and Wade Boggs, that's my favorite design of these baseball card magazine ones. This one's got a tear in it when I tried to rip it out of the magazine, but I got the replacement magazine right over here. So let's put that aside for a minute. Sorry about the light there. Then they have the Ted Williams. You can read that. Then this one here is my other favorite because I got my boy Andre Dawson on there. So this is the Outfielders or Right Fielders Baseball Cards magazine. Dave Winfield, Jose Canseco, Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn, Darryl Strawberry, Darryl Hamilton, and Andre Dawson. These little backs from Baseball Card Magazine. Go back and watch my other episode if you want to see more about that. And then this one here, the replica cards, Roger Clemens, Kirk Gibson, Jack Clark, which I think is the Hack Wilson, with just Jack Clark painted on them, so to speak. Photoshop, well, way before Photoshop. And really quick, you know, this is the kind of stuff that you got this stuff out of. Now, remember, baseball card magazines, collecting magazines were pretty popular, you know, in the late 80s and into the 90s. So like here's some that are actually still left in the magazine. So you got the Eric Davis, Bo Jackson, Stan Musial there. And those are supposed to be Bowman 51s. Coming off of this October 87. You can probably find these at like antique shops. So check and see if they have the cards. And then the one with the from 88. That's the Wade Boggs and Babe Ruth card that I just showed you that had a little tear in it. So when I seen it at the antiques mall, I went and got one because it's still in there and not ripped like the one that I have. Alright, oops. So what we're going to do here, folks, is I'm going to update you on this here panel of cards that I've found. And that's going to lead into this episode of Old Style Classics baseball cards. And the update is that in one of my boxes I found the Tuff Stuff, which was another card magazine, like Price Guide. And this is from Upper Deck exclusive card set. And we can read this here. Each month for 12 months, Upper Deck and Tuff Stuff are teaming up for 4 exclusive player cards from baseball or football. This sheet is number 3 of 12. Cards 9 through 12. Look at the great Upper Deck cards like these at a card store or at a store near you. Make sure you get every issue of Tuff Stuff or subscribe today, and that's got the small print for Upper Deck. So once again, these are oddballs because they're enticing you to buy the magazine by giving you some cards in here. And Baseball Card Magazine printed their own, and then of course Topps did Topps Magazine, and so Upper Deck had to get in the game with Tuff Stuff here. So let's take a look at this here. So you got 4 player cards and 2 other oddball cards, which we'll talk about. So that's the Pedro Martinez for the Mets, and they actually paid for the logos, or they had the logos. The great Derek Lee for the Cubs. He was very, very good. Superstar. Mark Teixeira. And look, it's still got, they're all perforated here. Mark Teixeira. Texas Rangers. Kenji Jojima for the Mariners. And then now collecting baseball cards, because this is a card as well. It's perforated just like the other ones here, so it's like an ad card. Bring the game home sweepstakes, baseballcards.com. Could have kids collecting major prizes, so they're still assuming kids are the ones collecting these things. Probably teenagers. I think you're kind of not a kid after you reach 13. I know you're a kid, but you know, you're a kid up until you're like 13, then you're a teenager until you're 18, and then you're an adult. So these things are probably being collected by teenagers and adults by that point in time. And then this Hall of Fame induction ceremony 2007 win a trip. So this should give you an idea when this set was done. So this was appears to be an 06, I would guess. So let's look at Hall of Famer Pedro Martinez here. Alright, let's get the magnifying glass out. Yes, these are 2006 Upper Deck. And they're, you know, flimsier than normal card stock. But more than those newspaper ones I just showed for Rick's vintage oddball card one. So there's him and Derek Lee, if you want to pause that and read those. Hopefully that's coming in pretty clear. It looks alright. And then we got the Mark Teixeira and Kenji card there. Alright, and then small print. Okay, and then here's the other sweepstakes card. So here's what you would have needed to do. So that's technically a card, and it's showing that contest is Upper Deck and Topps. And I do have in my oddball box like one of those, kind of like baseball card day or something, where Topps and Upper Deck were part of the little set that they gave away. And then of course collect Upper Deck First Class Legends and celebrate in Cooperstown. So I guess in the packs of those cards you could have won a trip to the Hall of Fame. Now at the time I would have wanted to try to win this, because I didn't know if Andre Dawson would have made the Hall of Fame that year. But the one I would have wanted was 2010 when he made it. So that's the exclusive card set. And then let's look at this. So it's got a little calendar of what they're giving away that year. And so the baseball, football, well, let's see, baseball, Derek Jeter, King Griffey Jr. Alright, so this is this one here, August 2006. So obviously we got football, baseball, baseball, then football again, football, then baseball in November, and then all the stuff that they would come into 07 there. So that's pretty sweet. So I found this with my wrappers and my like Lobos cards and stuff like that, so that's why I didn't show that before. Alright, so since we were looking at some Upper Deck stuff, let's do a special episode, oddball episode, for the 4th of July for Upper Deck oddball cards. And so let's put this one here on the screen. This is what's more American than baseball, truck racing, Twizzlers, hot dogs, hamburgers, apple pie, all that hubbalub. But another thing that good thing to do would be to shout out the people who've been commenting on my videos since I didn't get to during the Rick Vintage Oddball episode. Diver Dave commented, happy 4th of July, and he liked that plaque. If you watched that episode where I got the Andre Dawson jersey for my birthday, and my wife and her parents gave me that plaque for the Cubs. Shoebox Legends commented, loved the Helmar cards. So he went, I went and commented on his video today, so he subscribed back and started watching some of my videos. And if you go back and look at my first videos, not the one he's talking about, but a lot of my early videos are super long. And so he went all the way back basically to the beginning, me opening up a Helmar Brewing cards pack like in 2013. So hey, thanks Shoebox Legends for checking out my stuff. He was warned though. He said he's gonna start watching some of my back episodes, and a lot of them are really long, and I'm the cure for insomnia. So if you don't want to fall asleep, set your setting to 1.25 or 1.5 times speed, and then I won't sound so monotonous. Rob. Alright, TCB, taking care of business, sports cards. Nice pickups. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. I appreciate that. You have a good rest of your week and weekend. Shoebox Legends, he liked the Tony Hawk in one of my videos that I picked up from Alan Ginter, and he got an autograph version lately, and I thought that was epic. That's cool. Good pull, Shoebox Legends. And then he also commented about how he likes concerts and baseballs too, that we have a ton in common. And then he was talking about going to Saratoga Springs in New York, and hey, that's funny. We got a Saratoga, California right up the street. It's just over there by Rick Vintage Oddball cards, actually. And they have the Mountain Winery. They do concerts up there. Or Montalvo. But he's going to some concerts up there. He likes Dave Matthews Band. Unfortunately, I'm not a Dave Matthews fan myself, but I know some of my friends are big Dave Matthews Band fans, so that's cool. I don't hate him or anything like that. I'm just, yeah, I like hard rock, classic rock, country, classical, some pop. Yeah, it just depends on the band, I guess, you know. So, but that's cool. I'm sure we got a lot of bands that we will like, the same bands. Dodger Town Fungo, nice pickups on those soccer cards that I did, where I showed the relic that I picked up. Commenting collector, he's a first time viewer and subscriber. His name's Rob as well, and he used to drink Old Style in left field bleachers at Wrigley Field back in the day. That's cool that you got the Burrell baseball. So he commented on that one where I was showing that baseball they gave me for free. And I sat in left field and had some beer in Wrigley Field. 95, I think, was the last time I sat in left field. And yep. Then I would sit in the upper deck. I just kept getting further and further from the field because I kept going by myself. So here's the story. All my life going to Wrigley Field, except when I was a little kid, I don't remember those games that much. I remember being there, but I didn't know what was going on so much. But every time I'd go back, for 21 years of my life, the Cubs never won a home game that I went to. Unless they did when I was little and don't remember. So when in 97, so in 95 me and my buddy went, before we went back to Florida. Of course, the Cubs lost. I even talked to the people on the TV station, interviewing people outside the stadium, and I was telling them that I still had never seen a win. So nevertheless, 2 years later, me and my brother drove up there, and we went with our cousins one day to the Cubs game against the Giants of all people. So there you go, Rick. I think it was a 4-game set. The Giants, they lost with me and my cousins. That was the first night game I went to there. Then we went with my grandpa's brother, and they lost. And I was determined that I'm going to keep going until they finally win a game. This one they had Deion Sanders, and so then nobody wanted to go with me the next day. So I went. It was freezing cold. I sat all the way in the upper deck, first base side. Nobody around me. The old style guy kept coming by. Old style be here. Get your old style. You want an old style? And I'm like, no, I ain't got no money. But he kept coming by. And then 2 guys came up there like in the 6th inning, sat like 20 seats away from me, and that's when a foul ball came up there and went straight to them. I was so mad. But the Cubs won that game, so I finally got to see them win a game. So there's my old style story. I couldn't even afford it. Alright, and so commenting collector, subscribe. Stukes commented nice cards. Wheaties, the 52s were on the panels on several cards in the back of the box. So I think I responded to that before. Diver Dave's chimed in some more. So thanks, guys. Thanks for subscribing and all that. So let's get to it. So I wanted to get my shout outs there. And I was at 124 subscribers, and then I just checked earlier and it said I was at 123. So I don't know. I guess I lost somebody. So anyone want to replace that person, please subscribe, like, leave comments, or send people my way. So anyways, here's an upper deck. Let's get this one out of the way. It's racing card from Twizzlers, so that's pretty cool, and it's the only card in this little cellophane, so there's no point taking it out. So Kevin Harvick, and I know he races regular cars now, so he must have started in the truck series. But that's pretty cool. Those are attractive cards. So nice design. Good job, upper deck. So set that aside. Now, I'm not going to do the Denny's Grand Slam upper decks because, you know, they've done Pinnacle and Sports Flicks or whoever Denny's has gone through over the years. But I'm going to get to doing a whole Denny's run at some point in time. But upper deck did some of the Denny's cards. And so I feel maybe I should at least show a Denny's, a Denny's upper deck since I'm doing the upper deck. Now I was gonna do that Tuff Stuff card magazine. Who do we got here? It's easier to look at the back. Alright, so that's Joe Carter and Robin Ventura. So I was going to do that along with because I found the other oddball like blaster cards, like box bottoms that I consider oddball cards to get you to try to buy baseball cards. I found the other 2 that I was looking for. So we'll do Denny's at another point in time, but there you go, there's some upper deck. And let's see, what are we going to do next? Alright, so I have this one, and then these. I guess I'm going to do this one. So this is upper deck, and you got Nolan Ryan on the front there, and these are from Sonic. Now, I've never opened these cards, but I kind of started to pre-open it, because I'm like, oh, let's go ahead and take them out. So I didn't get all the way, so they haven't been opened all the way yet. So let's take a look at these upper deck Sonic cards, which I think I recently picked up in the last year. Or maybe I got these in Albuquerque, because I've never seen them before, and we had a lot of Sonics in Albuquerque. Over here, the only one I know is in Gilroy, which is like 30 miles away. So here we go with the Sonic. I'll put it back in that. Texas pitcher. Okay, no logos on this one here, so that's Nolan Ryan. That's some nice cardstock, pretty nice. And a pretty nice design back, so good job upper deck. So far they're 2 for 2 in these designs. And that's got his career stats, so I guess we're going to need to get the magnifying glass out again and see when this was. This is Upper Deck 1995, wow. So pretty nice looking cards, 1995. You know, so that might have been one of the other things that happened with MSA. All these other companies were starting to compete. And they just had their own printing and all that kind of stuff. Who knows? So there you go, Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan. That's a really attractive card. Good job, Sonic, Coca-Cola, and Upper Deck. So pretty high end for Oddball. So here's another Hall of Famer, Tom Seaver. So I guess you get some, and it's called Exclusive Edition. All right. Oh, they all have black and white at Sepia. So for New York, pitcher. Oh, so this must all be pitchers. Maybe. 30 card set. So that says 9 of 30 up in the corner. Nolan Ryan is 6 of 30. And so hopefully you can get that to come in. You can read that. Tom Seaver's 311 wins and 1 save. So he's involved in 312 wins. That's the way I consider it. You know, if you're going to let relievers into the Hall of Fame, then I kind of consider your wins as a win, and then like saves, kind of consider that like half a win or a quarter of a win, something like that. But nevertheless, you're involved in that many wins. So he's involved in 312 wins because of that save. And that's my personal statistic. And then here we go, in honor of the Negro Leagues, stats being included into the into baseball's record books. There's a beautiful Satchel Paige card. So look at Satch. Nice stuff. I'm glad I opened these. Yeah, I think I'd like to put this set together. So I'm gonna have to keep my eyes peeled for that because that's really nice. Ordered a couple more. PC Andre Dawson oddball cards today. Won one of them on an auction, and I was the only person, so I only had to pay what the person was starting it at. Shipping is a little ridiculous, but it's going to be like not just an oddball card. That is 30 of 30 on the Satchel. Not only is it an oddball card, but it is a like really rare one. It was only available in like 11 restaurants. And I talked about that card a little bit last week, and I learned more about it, and I found one on auction, and it's expensive. I mean, not super expensive. It's under 20 bucks with shipping and everything, but for a 90s card, that's pretty expensive for an oddball, but yeah, it's worth it to me. Yeah, so I got some oddball PC stuff coming up, so that's really nice. Good job. I'm a fan of this Sonic set, so cool. Now here's a set I begrudgingly had to get. Now, not because I didn't want the set, I really wanted the set, but it's because I needed to get the product to get the set, and it's not that I didn't want to get this product. Maybe I could have found the product cheaper somewhere else, but it's still something we all need. And so since they were giving these away to buy the product, then okay, I'll spend the extra few pennies, 4 cents more or something to go here and buy this product so that I could get the cards. And they're super cool, but the problem was I kept getting repeat players. And I don't know if any of you people ever came across these, but this is the get a piece of the game Chevron clean out of here cards. So every time you needed to get gas, you would go in there and they said, oh, if you got 8 gallons of gas, you can get a card. So I made sure I'd go over there with the card, plug it in, pump 8 gallons of gas and stop. Even if I wanted to fill up, I would stop, go get my card, and I did that for as long as they were distributing these cards, because you only got one card per pack, and they're kind of flimsy compared to this. They're not as thick as the Sonic one, but I left them in these little wrappers, and some of them are unopened because I started getting repeats. So let's let you look at the back here. Watch your favorite Chevron clean out of here home run hitters on Fox Sports Net. So their little logo for this, and of course they're trying to say not for individual resale, but I think that's more of a suggestion to the gas station, not to you and me. So there's the small print. So this was in 2004. So I decided to go ahead and do this today, because what's more American than spending money on gasoline and driving all over the place, especially in Albuquerque. You got to have a car. Very little public transportation that's any good unless you're on Central. And it's urban sprawl, so you need a car. Gas was getting expensive even in 2004. Yep, I do remember. That's when I think I was working at Sprint, and I used to have to drive like 32 miles to work and 32 miles home. So it was like 64-mile round trip, and I had a Jeep Cherokee, and gas was like getting to be $4, around $4 a gallon. And then I was only working part-time, like 20 hours a week. Now, I didn't always live that far from there, so I think at this point in time I was. So for a couple years when I worked there, I was just maybe 7 miles away. But I think in 2003 I moved, and it was like 30-mile drive. And so I was only working part-time, and then that was like 3 days a week. They wanted me to come in 5 days a week for the same number of hours, and I finally was like, nah, I can't do that. And so that's when I remember I was getting these cards, because I'd go in there, just get enough gas to get a card and do the whole thing over like the next day. Because yeah, that $4 gas in Albuquerque was like $2 more than you're used to, and Jeeps do not do well on gas mileage. But nevertheless, sorry about the long story, folks. So here we go, and yeah, it's thinner stock, but there you go, AJ Pierzynski, and they're nice, kind of Stadium Club-esque. I like the little logo here. No team logos. That's 2004 Chevron. It has a 12 card set, so they were only available for about a month, I think. And then I think I went in there like months later. I was like, hey, you wouldn't happen to have any more of these just sitting around, you know, since you guys are done doing that? And they were like, nah, they gave them all away, so that sucks. They even had like an ad or something out by the gas pumps. It was kind of that image, I think. So anyways, that was like at Interstate 40 and Eubank that I used to. Yeah, there was a Chevron right there over by the Walmart, but on the other side of the bridge. So anyways, there you go. And so hopefully that's coming in clear. Let's give it a second to refocus. And these are the last of them, people, so it shouldn't go too much longer. So he was with Minnesota at the time. Isn't he the guy from the White Sox, that one of the guys that we got in a fight with, the Cubbies? Yeah, I think so. Alright, so there's that guy. Alright, hang on a second. Try to keep these together. Then don't want to bend these cards up, folks. Alright, so then Eric Chavez. So that looks to be like the Oakland A's there. Yep, Oakland. 12 of 12. So hopefully that stuff comes in for you, folks. You can read that small print if you like. So, see, I was still collecting cards, you know, through the late 90s into the early 2000s. But this is the stuff I was collecting. This is the kind of stuff that I would look for. I was like, if I'm going to have to get food and cereal and stuff anyways, living by myself, I'll get stuff with oddball cards. But as far as buying packs of cards, you know, I wasn't doing that probably until 2005 when I pulled that Signs of the Future Bowman Jacoby Ellsbury, my first autograph card I ever pulled. And then I started buying the TNA Knockouts blasters because it was guaranteed autograph. And so I was still doing more oddball stuff than anything. And until I went to the hobby shop one day and I saw Allen and Ginter. Alright, so then we got Brett Boone. So I believe that's Yankees. I think I got a bunch of him. 10 of 12. Alright, so Brett Boone. Nice card. So 20 years, folks. So, hey, red, white, and blue. Happy 4th of July to me, and happy 4th of July to you. Alright. I had a couple of them that I kind of just opened a little bit, and I could see who it was. That's how I know I have some repeats. So I think this is the last loose one that I have. So Brian Giles, outfielder. They're cool cards, and I dig that you could get them at Chevron. So it was nice, you know, eight gallons, and you got a free card, but a little cheap at the same time. Only giving you one card, and they're not like the highest quality as compared to those Sonic cards, which are like better, and you got 3 of them for who knows, because I never knew about those. Alright, so there you go, Brian Giles. And you know, those are some stars at the time, but obviously we didn't get a Hall of Famer. And so clean out of here. So I think we're going to get clean out of here right after this, folks, because let's see what we got here. Yep, so another Brian Giles in there. So there's no point pulling that card out. And then these 2 are unopened. So I don't know who I have in these 2, but I kept getting the same cards over and over, it felt like. Because I think I may have some other ones. A few more packs somewhere else. But it was like the same guys. So anyways, there it is, folks. That's pretty sweet stuff. Does anyone else know about these cards? I don't, you know, I'm pretty sure Chevron's a nationwide company. It's not like a local, you know. Did anyone else pick these things up back in the day? Let me know, leave comments and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's a special Upper Deck episode, and all the cards I would say look pretty good. You know, and I'm sure it's not Upper Deck's fault that Chevron only wanted to give you one card at a time. They just provide the product. They did pretty good. You know, the Denny's ones are hit or miss depending on what year. So anyways, that's pretty cool stuff, people. I'm happy to have those because I'm happy to have any oddball card. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, maybe I got like 3 more somewhere else. So I had to get gas like 10 times. So hey, if you're gonna buy gas anyways, why not get some free baseball cards from Chevron? So pretty nice. Alright everybody, so that's pretty long. So thank you for watching Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. And I'm going to do another episode after this. You know, this will release sometime in the morning, so the Rick Vintage Oddball video has some time. So maybe around 10 or 11 tomorrow for this video. Then I'll do another one that I'll release sometime in the afternoon, and then I'll probably do another video later today, obviously. And The next one is some more Americana and the box oddball cards that, you know, so this one that we showed with the Tuff stuff was an update to the cards that came in the magazines, and the next one will be like box bottom update. Thanks everybody, see you later, bye.